Afternoon, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch on Friday, August 4, 2023 on our planet. I hope you're well. Just a very brief video reminder what many of us are going to be feeling in a few hours, maybe feeling it now. Just our space weather impacts inbound. You know what? I haven't kept on track. Apparently we have multiple M-class CMEs, some produced Earth-directed coronal mass ejections. So let's just go through briefly how that's going to affect us, especially those of us, or those of your loved ones who have existing mental health issues. That's going to be amplified. So just a reminder, the human brain and the heart operate off of electrical impulses, signals, as well as chemical, but primarily electrical. So the highly charged particles, mostly protons, some electrons, they do reach us. And it affects all life forms, not just humans. It affects animals too, dogs. Been hearing a lot more dogs barking in your neighborhood almost constantly. Anyway, so two primary effects on the human brain. Neurological, something we can feel, and neuropsychologically. So neurologically, let's just go through a few, what you might be feeling now, and it's going to be amplified. So the next impact is going to be 0200 hours tomorrow, or later on tonight, UTC time. So you got to figure out what time zone you are in. Just Google it. So the West Coast in North America, we minus 7 hours. So we'll be hit at around 7 p.m. tonight. G1 probably may increase to G2, but please remember our protective field is already weakened down by at least 25%. So let's get into it. Headaches and migraines. Even if you don't have a history, more and more people are reporting severe headaches and migraines that they never had before. Headache, frontal lobe compression, pressure, stabbing pain on one side is migraine. I was born with migraines. I know what they're like. Dizziness, vertigo, tiredness and fatigue, insomnia, our circadian rhythm, our biological clock gets altered. Tinnitus, ringing in the ear, including people who never had that before. The last impact we had, my daughter, Daddy, my ear is ringing. I don't know what it is. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute, sweetie. I'll go to my phone. Okay, yeah, we're being hit right now with a solar storm. At the same time, a neighbor of mine down the laneway, he says, Brian, I had this ringing in my ear this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah. Visual difficulties, increased ultraviolet radiation coming in. I've already done a couple of videos on that and how it affects our eyes and eye damage. But the neuropsychological effects. And this is what we got to pay attention to. Especially your loved ones who have ASD, autistic spectrum disorder, ADHD, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. So the effect of highly charged particles on the brain, cosmic rays, affects your cognitive abilities, impairments. And these are your abilities to think, learn, problem solve, process information, memory, as well as making decisions. Cognitive impairments. There's other issues as well. So tonight, when your spouse comes home from work and he or she is really grumpy, give him a wide berth, man. Take care of him. Understand. Why? Because the highly charged particles can cause emotional distress, irritability, mood swings, behavior changes, behavioral outbursts, acts of rage, acts of violence, thoughts of suicide, acts of suicide. increased anxiety, amplified depression, and in some cases, psychosis, psychotic events, those with pre-existing mental health issues. They can be the most loving person, the most loving, caring child. But when we start getting hit with these solar storms, monster, terrible, destructive, violent, intense rage, that's psychosis. Understand it. They don't know. They have no control. If you're in a situation like that, if you haven't learned already, if you have somebody who has a mental health condition, autism, whatever, so the general rule is, if you have to intervene, one person only. Do not flood their environment with multiple people. If they're screaming rage, they have to get it out of their system. Let them scream rage. If they are destroying something, let them destroy it. Don't try and subdue them unless they are going to harm themselves. Let them act out. They have to get it out of their system. If you're parents, one parent only, not two. You will overwhelm them and make the situation worse for them and you. So I was watching the Space Weather Lady Tabitha video today, and someone commented with the autism how, you know, situations can be amplified in these people. So I guess that's one reason why I'm just doing this video reminder update. Other physiological impacts. Cardiac. If you have anybody in your family with any cardiac condition, high blood pressure, make sure they are at rest. Watch them closely. Make sure they have enough fluids. So again, West Coast time, around 7 p.m. and continuing on for, I don't know, an hour or so, a couple hours. That's about it. Take care of yourselves and your children.